What's up, guys? Check this out. Dexter! Beep. What's going on? How's everybody been? This guy's been good. Teefies. Today's video is gonna be a pretty simple one. Probably not even a necessary one. I'm just replacing my battery. So, ooh, I got dog slobber on my lens. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Yeah, so my car is a 22, as you may or may not already know, and I'm pleased to announce that the very first problem I have ever had with it, after almost 4 years of ownership, is a dying battery. Now, things to know about these cars when changing the battery. It is a... I got my chat GPT. I forgot what... Yeah, so kind of like most regular batteries that we're all familiar with, you know, AA's, AAA's, whatever they are, they come in standard sizes. Car batteries also come in standard sizes. There's just a lot more varieties of them because there are so many different types of cars. But when you go to the store, you don't necessarily have to say, you know, I need a battery for my 2022 Acura RDX. You could just say, here it is on my phone. I looked it up, what kind of battery it is. It's a Group H6, sometimes called a Group 48 battery. And it is an AGM battery, which means there's gel inside, there's no liquid in it. So as long as you get an H6 or a Group 48 battery that is AGM, you should be good to throw it into the car. What are the reasons batteries die? I don't know. Sometimes I go somewhere and I'm like waiting for my kid, for example, and I turn the car off so I'm not wasting gas, because we all know how much gas mileage sucks on these cars. And I'm sitting there listening to the radio for like an hour. That'll drain your battery. A big part of the reason that these are AGM batteries on these newer cars is because newer cars all come with that stupid auto stop start feature, like when you pull up to a red light and the engine turns off. If you can find a way to turn it off, to disable that feature, do it, because it is good for nobody. It's not good for you, it's not good for your car. It will kill your starter prematurely, it will kill your turbo prematurely. Last thing you want to do after getting off the highway and coming to a red light is have your car instantly turn off while your turbo is hot. So anyway, getting off topic as usual. Right, Dexter? Yeah, he's so over it. He needs to pee. Come on, buddy. Let's go pee. Get him out of here. So, what I got for a battery, I decided not to go to the dealership because I don't care. Got a little upgrade. I got this badass Optima yellow top. This is 800 cold cranking amps. I believe the stock ones are 760, so this is a nice upgrade. And fun fact about Optima batteries, if you're using them for a custom car, you can mount them this way, it's heavy, this way. No matter which way you put them, they will still work just as fine because there's no liquid inside of them. So yeah, what's that dog doing? Get over here, get over here. So my battery's not completely dead, but it has been showing me signs of weakness. It has given me trouble starting 2 times so far, and I had to jump it with a little jumper pack. So pretty easy install, pretty straightforward. 10 millimeter, take this guy off, undo the terminals. I remember when I was doing my what do you call it, charge pipe, I had to get under there and take the whole battery out along with the tray, and it was kind of annoying. I was a little confused about these harnesses over here, but I'll go over that in 1 second. I guess I should not have started my video before gathering all my tools and stuff, so let me... What is that dog doing? Let me gather my tools and we'll get this all taken care of.
Here we go. You don't have to take these all the way off. You just loosen them enough to take them out of their hooks. See, it's a little hook that holds it. Just wiggle it around, and then the hook comes out, and then this is off. Do the positive first. Just a little bit, enough to get it loose. There you go. Set that to the side. Same thing with this guy. Go. This extra ground is connected to chassis, so you unplug this harness right here by pushing this button, I think. Just give it a little wiggle. Sometimes it's easier if you have a little pick or a tiny screwdriver, because these plastic clips are hard to push with your fingers after they get... There it goes. Spoke too soon. Move this guy to the side. That guy to the side. Now you can take this whole plastic cover off, maybe, I think, somehow. I don't know. I forgot how all this works. There's another harness back here which you can unplug like that. And as this lid come off, come on, lid. Totally forgot what's holding this thing. Interesting. I know this is just a little upper lid that splits in half, but I need some sort of pry tool to get it off. Okay, got a screwdriver. I already did it, but I stuck it into the edge of, can't really see it, but in the edge of the, between the top and the bottom of the cover, and just wiggle this guy out, set it to the side. Careful not to let the terminals touch the, well, terminals. It's kind of hard to move this to the side because it's so attached to so much crap over here. This has handles. What else is this attached to? It's really annoying with this hood that doesn't open high enough. So you have to squeeze under here to get in there. Oh, yeah, so nothing else is attached to the battery. These harnesses are attached to the outer case. So without blowing your back out, try to lift this out of here. I'm going to try because I'm 6'4" and this hood is trying to eat me alive. I don't have any leverage to lift this 100-pound battery out of here. Oh my god. Holy crap. That's really hard bending over. That's what she said. Ugh. Okay. So that's what that looks like. Pretty easy to do. Now would be a good time to do a little spring cleaning in here. I technically didn't even need to unplug this harness, but I thought I did. So before I forget, let's plug that back in. Click, listen for that click. Let's tuck this guy away so he's not in the way. I keep trying to move this, but it just wants to go back over here. Yeah, so pretty easy.
pretty easy install. A lot of people are like, oh, just go to AutoZone and have the guy do it in the parking lot. Don't be that guy. I mean, really, don't be that guy. All you need for this is a 10mm, and you don't even need a gun. You could just use a 10mm socket. That's all it takes. Four bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm, and a little bit of muscle to lift this thing because it's heavy as hell. Now let's compare them. Okay, got your positive, negative, negative. 12 volt AGM. Why am I upside down? Doesn't even say the cold cranking amps on the stock battery, I guess because they don't want you to know. I'm trying to figure out who makes this battery, and it doesn't say a manufacturer anywhere. Oh yeah, manufactured for AHM Torrance. That's good to know. Anyhow, these look the same dimension wise, so we'll keep these little caps on so they don't touch anything. It's a cool safety procedure. Let's put my camera back here. And drop that puppy back in the hole. Stay still, camera. Why are you like this? Okay. Oh, that's heavy. Goes right in. Look at that. Goes right in the hole. Put this guy back down. I can take these covers off. They just snap right off. I'll leave that one on for now. I'll reconnect my ground. Actually, no. Forgot this guy. Technically, I can't put this back on without taking this off, so there we go. Now let's put this back on. Oh, that fits so nicely. Seat that cover back into place where it goes. Put this ground back on the way it came. Nice and easy. There you go. Make sure it doesn't wiggle. Get this little guy plugged back in here. And now seat this guy on very carefully. It's going to make a little spark probably. Tiny bit of a spark. That really doesn't turn by hand. I don't know why. But once that's seated, don't go too crazy. As long as it doesn't turn on the terminals, it's good. Okay, that's all good. Press this guy back down for safety measures. Put this little doozy back into its place. There's even an arrow that shows you where the front of the vehicle is so you don't put it on this way. And then just got to feed these guys back in through the holes. Except for one is longer and one is shorter. Oh no. See, I should have taken note which side is the longer one and which side is the shorter one. And it looks like the left is the shorter side. Feed that back in there. Yep. Once you get the bottom through the little hook, you just hold it up with your hand. Oh, too much. Gently tighten it down. There's two holes on this side. It looks like the front hole is the one that gets the
the bracket. Hard to see where that hole is on the bottom, but there it is. Now we hold this guy up. Tighten that down. Do it little by little, side to side, so it tightens down evenly. That's it. Snug. Everything's snug. Done. Just like that, you changed your battery. I don't even need to edit this footage. It's all just uncut in real time. That's how easy it is to change the battery. So if you guys are having battery problems, have no fear. You can do it yourself. Just note that the hardest part is that that's pretty heavy, and that's as much as your hood opens. So you have to kind of weasel your way into here and then lift it while your back is not feeling that great. So that's it. Let's put this here. I brought a little pick just in case, didn't even need it. Goodbye other battery. Now let's see. Oop, before I forget that screwdriver under there. Shouldn't leave that out in the sun. Let's see how it starts and if it does any weird things. Let's give it a one push. Oh, duh. The keys are out. So if you ever have your keys in the door pocket and the door's open, it won't start. I was like, oh no, problems already. Okay. There it goes. Instant start. Hood is open, yada yada. Yeah, there's no weird codes or anything. So I never changed the battery on an RDX before. This is my second RDX. My first one was a lease, so I gave it back before it had time to go through a battery. This one was also a lease, but I bought it and now I changed the battery. So I've heard stories of people saying, oh, you have to reset the computer or something like that. I'm not getting any of that, other than the fact that I just noticed this anti-theft system. Push and hold audio power button for more than 2 seconds to enable the system or enter the security code. System will lock out after an hour from... Whoa, what do I do? Do I just hold this? I did this before when I did my turbo install, when I removed my battery, and I forgot how I did this, but still holding. Oh man. Come on. It says more than 2 seconds. I've been holding it for more than 10 seconds. Is it going to turn on or what? Should I let go? Should I let go? Cool. I have no infotainment system. Okay, it's getting hot in here. I guess I should Google this. I don't want to push enter code because I don't know what the code is. I should know what the code is, but I don't. Anybody know how to get the code? Try this again. Oh, it worked. 2 tries. Alright, problem solved. There we go. If your battery dies, get a new one, put it in, and call it a day. I don't know why I made this video, but hopefully it helps somebody. Like, share, subscribe, follow, ring the bell. I don't know what you guys do, but okay, bye.